Let's talk about one-point perspective today. We're going to be using vertical lines and horizontal lines, and later another kind of line called an orthogonal. The first thing we always do when we're working on a drawing is to put our name on the back and to draw 4 tiny lines. The first line should be very dark. The second line, a little lighter. The third line, lighter still. The fourth line, almost invisible. If you're in my class, you're very familiar with this. The purpose of it is just to learn how to control your pencil. And here's why. I'm going to erase all 4 lines now. So are you. So most of these lines erased, but not that very dark one, right? So what we're going to do with all of our lines today is draw them lightly enough that we can erase them. First, I guess I need a longer ruler. First lines we're going to draw are a big X right across the page. And this is going to be a dream room. You'll turn it into any room you want. But we'll start off by drawing a room with a back wall. And so we know there's not really an X going through our room. So we're going to draw this with the lightest lines that we can and still be able to see it. There's our big X. That second line was kind of dark. I'm going to put a dot in the center, light enough that I can erase it later. Now, the next lines we're going to draw are going to be horizontal. I'm going to draw, I'm looking at the top of my paper to see if this looks even. And I'm going to draw a line here. I'll put a vertical line here. Same thing, I look at this and I can tell that it's a little off kilter, so I straighten it up. Draw a line here. Look at the bottom here, this space, and move my ruler until it looks like it's even across here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be good. And then, same thing, I finish it by looking at this space over here. And I draw my next line. Now I'm going to erase this X in the middle of the back wall. This is the beginning of your room. So the first thing I'm going to add in this room will be a door. I'm going to use, go back to my little ruler, I'm going to use a vertical line here. I want to look at this space, make sure it looks straight. I go up, and I go from the top of that line. This is this kind of line that I'm about to draw is called an orthogonal. Orthogonals are the lines that make it look like it goes back into the page. I'm only drawing a little ways. I could draw it all the way down to the dot, but I know that the top of my door is only that big. Now I'm going to look at this space, try and make it even, draw down. So my door is going to have a frame on it. So I'm going to add a frame like this. Going to go another orthogonal at the top. it's a little thinner on this side because it's going into the distance, so I'll make it a little thinner. There's my door. I'm going to put a window right here. So I go to the dot. I try to make my window about the same height that my door was. It doesn't have to be perfect, but so I go like this. Putting my ruler here. I go down. Go back to the dot with an orthogonal, and now another vertical line right here. Good. Clean up anything that doesn't look right. The last thing that we're going to add will be a bed. You can turn it into a couch, you can turn it into bunk beds, you can do what you want with it later. But we're going to start off by just drawing a rectangle here, and that will be the end of the bed. I'm going to begin with a horizontal line like this, a short vertical, the thickness of a mattress, I guess. And then another short vertical. And then I draw a horizontal. I'm going to take this off. We're going to use orthogonals now to go back to the point. We're going to be drawing from this point, and this point back to the dot, the vanishing point. This is your vanishing point. So I'm going back here and here and here. I draw a horizontal line here like this, and a vertical line here. Clean up all my lines that I no longer need. And it is a bed, so I'll probably take the sharp corners off and just soften it up a little bit so it looks a little more comfy. All right, so that's the beginnings of your room. Give it a try and add things later. Do what you like. If you're going to put panes in the window, use your vanishing point. If you're going to add more things in the room, a dresser, things like that, we can work on that later. All right, thank you.